Welcome to the Great Indian AI Podcast channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into the Isha Foundation.
Ooh, interesting.
It's an organization in India that blends spirituality with social and environmental action.
I like it.
So if you've ever wondered how ancient practices like yoga are applied to modern-day challenges, or how one person's vision can spark global movements,
wow,
then stick with us.
I'm ready.
By the end of this deep dive, you'll understand the foundation, its founder Sadhguru, and the scale of their work.
That's a great topic.
It really is.
I'm excited to learn more about it.
Yeah, the Isha Foundation goes beyond the typical image of a spiritual organization.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. It was founded in 1992 by Sadhguru, also known as Jaggi Vasudev.
Right.
So for those of you tuning in who are curious, what exactly does the Isha Foundation do?
Well, they're based in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. And at the heart of it are their Isha yoga programs. What's interesting here is they've created this unique blend of traditional yogic practices, postures, chanting, breathing exercises, and meditation. All designed to be accessible to people from all walks of life.
I've heard their programs are really popular.
Oh, yeah.
Even with high-power executives.
Really?
Yeah. Does intense meditation really mesh with the corporate world?
Well, you might be surprised. Many business leaders have found that these practices can cultivate inner peace and clarity, which can be incredibly valuable.
I can see that.
In high-pressure environments.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating to see how these ancient practices can be applied to the modern world.
That's a really good point.
It is, isn't it?
And the Isha Foundation is powered largely by a massive network of volunteers.
Oh, wow.
I think that speaks to the dedication people feel toward Sadhguru's vision, wouldn't you say?
It certainly does, and that sense of community is palpable at their events.
Oh, really?
They hold these large gatherings called satsangs. Thousands of people come from all over to hear Sadhguru speak, participate in guided meditations, and just be in that shared energy.
That sounds powerful.
It really is.
It's not just about the yoga programs, though.
Right.
The Isha Foundation is deeply involved in environmental initiatives, too.
Oh, wow. Like what?
I'm thinking of Project Green Hands or PGH. It's not just about planting trees. They're promoting a whole system called agroforestry.
Agroforestry.
Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Absolutely. Agroforestry is all about integrating trees into agricultural practices. Instead of having vast fields of just one crop, you have a mix of trees and crops growing together.
Oh, interesting.
It's a more sustainable approach with so many benefits.
Like what?
For example, trees can improve soil health, prevent erosion, provide shade for crops,
Gotcha.
and even act as natural pest control.
Wow.
Reducing the need for harmful pesticides.
That's amazing.
It is, isn't it?
It's a win-win.
Definitely.
Good for the environment and the farmers.
Yeah.
Speaking of large-scale impact, we can't forget the Adiyogi statue, can we?
We can't.
It's become a major landmark.
It's truly awe-inspiring.
Tell me about it.
The 112-foot Adiyogi Shiva statue is actually recognized by Guinness World Records as the largest bust sculpture in the world.
That's incredible.
It's a powerful representation of Shiva as the first yogi.
Now let's talk about the man behind it all.
Okay.
Sadhguru himself. His background is fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
He went from business ventures, like poultry farming and construction, to guiding millions on a path of self-discovery.
Yeah.
Was there a particular turning point in his life?
There was at the age of 25. Okay. He had a profound spiritual awakening.
Oh, wow.
It was a moment where his perception shifted, and he realized there was a deeper dimension to existence.
Interesting.
This experience led him to dedicate his life
Yeah.
to exploring and sharing the transformative power of yoga and inner exploration.
And his reach extends far beyond just teaching yoga.
Right.
He's a New York Times bestselling author.
Really?
And a sought-after speaker at global forums, isn't he?
He's written extensively on topics.
Oh, wow.
Ranging from spirituality and consciousness to leadership and social change.
Interesting.
His ability to articulate complex ideas in a clear and engaging way is really remarkable.
It is, and his vision is really reflected in the breadth of the Isha Foundation's work.
For sure.
Stay tuned, listener.
Okay.
Because in the next part of our deep dive, we'll be exploring their environmental and social initiatives.
Looking forward to it.
In more detail.
Awesome. Welcome back to the Great Indian AI Podcast channel.
We're continuing our exploration of the Isha Foundation.
Okay.
Delving deeper into their initiatives that are making a real-world impact.
I love it.
In last part, we touched on Project Green Hands. It's not your average tree planting project, is it?
Not at all.
What makes PGH so impactful is its focus on agroforestry.
Okay.
A system that integrates trees into agricultural practices.
So they're not just planting trees randomly.
Exactly. They've been working with farmers in Tamil Nadu, encouraging them to move away from monoculture farming and create these diverse ecosystems.
Interesting.
Where trees and crops thrive together.
So like a more holistic approach.
Yeah. And they've had measurable results.
Like what kinds of results?
You don't win India's Indira Gandhi Paryavaran Puraskar Award for nothing.
Wow, that's impressive.
They made incredible strides in improving soil health, increasing water retention, boosting biodiversity, and even reducing local temperatures.
That's amazing.
It's a model for sustainable development.
For sure.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the Isha Foundation is deeply involved in river conservation.
Yes.
Specifically with their Rally for Rivers campaign.
Right.
It really seemed to capture the attention of the entire country.
It did.
What do you think made it so successful?
Well, it tackled a critical issue that affects everyone, the depletion of India's rivers.
Right.
And Sadhguru has a remarkable ability to communicate complex issues in a way that resonates with people.
He does. He's a very charismatic speaker.
Plus, the campaign strategically used social media to spread its message far and wide.
It
was very effective.
So it wasn't just about raising awareness, right?
No, it wasn't.
Did they actually offer tangible solutions to this complex problem?
They did. Their main proposal was to plant trees along riverbanks. Creating what they call river revitalization zones. It's actually based on a sound ecological principle.
What's that?
Trees play a crucial role in maintaining the health of rivers.
Oh, I see.
Imagine a riverbank without trees.
Okay.
The soil is exposed to erosion.
Right.
Pollutants easily enter the water, and the water flow becomes erratic.
That makes sense.
But when you have trees lining the banks, they act like a natural filter, preventing erosion, absorbing pollutants, and regulating water flow.
Got it.
They create this buffer zone that protects the river.
That's a simple yet powerful solution.
It is.
And they've managed to translate this idea into action, haven't they?
They have. Rally for Rivers really galvanized the public, leading to several state governments signing agreements with the Isha Foundation to implement river revitalization projects.
So they've had real policy impact.
They have.
And they took their river conservation efforts a step further with Kaveri calling.
Right.
Which focuses on a specific river basin. This project aims to plant a staggering number of trees, doesn't it?
It does. Their goal is to plant 2.4 billion trees.
2.4 billion.
In the Kaveri River Basin over the next 12 years.
That's hard to even fathom.
It's a massive undertaking.
The Kaveri is a lifeline for millions of people.
It is.
In southern India. But it faces the same challenges.
Right.
As many rivers, deforestation, pollution, and unsustainable water use.
Exactly.
How do they plan to achieve such an ambitious target?
They're focusing on engaging directly with farmers.
Okay.
Promoting agroforestry as a way to revitalize the land, while also providing economic benefits to the farmers themselves.
So in a way, they're combining their expertise in environmental restoration with community empowerment.
Precisely.
It's about working with the people who live and work on the land.
Right.
Providing them with the knowledge and resources to implement sustainable practices.
That's a great approach.
They're making tree planting economically viable for farmers.
Which is key to long-term success.
Now, their environmental initiatives have garnered a lot of praise.
Yeah.
But I know there have also been some dissenting voices.
Right. There are always different perspectives.
What are some of the criticisms that have been raised?
Well, some critics argue that their focus on tree planting is too simplistic and doesn't address the underlying causes of environmental degradation, such as unsustainable consumption patterns and pollution.
I see.
Others have concerns about large-scale tree planting, potentially impacting biodiversity.
That's an important point.
These are important conversations to have.
They are.
Because we need to approach environmental solutions in a nuanced and responsible way.
Absolutely. It's vital to consider the complexities of each situation.
For sure.
And make sure that well-intentioned actions
Right.
don't have unintended consequences.
Definitely.
Now let's turn our attention to another facet of the Isha Foundation.
Okay.
Their social initiatives.
Sounds good.
Their social initiatives are a significant part of their work.
They are.
They have a range of programs aimed at improving the lives of people in rural India.
Interesting.
It's fascinating how they blend ancient wisdom with modern solutions, isn't it?
It is.
It's not just about preserving traditions.
Right.
It's about applying them to solve contemporary problems.
I like that.
Tell me more about Action for Rural Rejuvenation.
Okay.
What issues do they tackle through this initiative?
Action for Rural Rejuvenation is really about empowering rural communities.
Okay.
They work on a variety of issues.
Such as?
Healthcare, education, economic development, and even social inclusion.
That's a comprehensive approach.
It is.
What are some examples of the programs they've implemented?
Well, they've organized free medical camps and mobile health clinics.
That's great.
They've established community centers that offer skill development training and even microfinance initiatives.
Wow.
And then there's Isha Vidya,
What's that?
their education initiative,
Okay.
which is particularly close to my heart.
Oh, why is that?
They're focused on providing quality education to children in rural areas,
Okay.
especially those from underprivileged backgrounds.
That's so important.
They recognize that education is the key to breaking cycles of poverty and empowering future generations.
Absolutely.
I understand they've got a unique approach to education.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
It's a beautiful blend of traditional methods and modern technology.
Interesting.
Think strong English language skills, computer literacy, and critical thinking.
Right.
Alongside traditional subjects.
So they're preparing them for the modern world.
Exactly.
But also keeping those traditional values.
Right. They also weave yoga and meditation into their daily routine.
That makes sense.
Recognizing the importance of nurturing the whole child.
Education is more than just academics.
Yeah.
It's about equipping children with the tools they need to thrive in all aspects of life.
Absolutely.
And they've had some really impressive results, haven't they?
They have Isha Vidya students consistently outperform their peers in standardized tests.
Okay.
And go on to pursue higher education and successful careers.
That's amazing.
But it's not just about academic achievement. They also emphasize character development, social responsibility, and environmental awareness.
It's inspiring to see how they're making a tangible difference.
It is.
In the lives of these children.
For sure.
Now, with any organization working on such a large scale, there are bound to be challenges.
Right.
What are some of the obstacles they faced?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is simply the scale of the problems they're addressing.
Right.
Poverty, illiteracy, healthcare disparities. These are deeply entrenched issues that require systemic solutions.
And it takes time.
It does, and they've also faced criticism for their model being too individualistic. And not addressing the root causes of social inequality.
Those are valid points.
They are.
It's crucial to acknowledge the complexities of these issues.
Right.
And to be aware of the limitations of any one approach.
Absolutely.
It seems like a balancing act.
Yes.
Addressing immediate needs while also advocating for long-term systemic change.
Exactly.
And then there are concerns about sustainability.
Right.
Relying on volunteers and donations can make long-term planning difficult.
It can.
That's true. But from what I understand, the Aisha Foundation is constantly evolving and adapting its strategies.
I believe so.
They're actively exploring new ways to scale their impact, diversify their funding sources, and build partnerships to ensure the longevity of their work.
That's great to hear.
Stay with us as we continue to uncover the many layers of the Aisha Foundation's work.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to the Great Indian AI podcast channel. We've explored the Aisha Foundation's work, from their unique blend of yoga and spirituality to their remarkable environmental and social initiatives. But no deep dive would be complete without acknowledging the criticism and controversies they've faced.
That's true. It's important to look at all sides of the story and have an open discussion.
Let's start with the allegations of illegal construction and environmental violations, particularly concerning their ashram in Coimbatore.
Right.
These are serious claims. Could you tell us more about the specific concerns?
Sure. Some critics allege that the foundation built structures on ecologically sensitive land without proper permits, and that their expansion has negatively impacted the surrounding environment.
Oh, wow.
Some claim that construction activities have disrupted wildlife corridors, encroached upon protected areas, and contributed to deforestation. These are serious accusations.
They are.
With potential long-term consequences for the ecosystem.
And these concerns have been echoed by official bodies, haven't they?
Yes.
There was a report from the Controller and Auditor General of India.
Right.
The CAG wasn't there.
Yes, the CAG report was critical of the Tamil Nadu government for allowing these violations to occur.
I see.
And called for stricter enforcement of environmental regulations.
It certainly put the Aisha Foundation under scrutiny.
It did.
In light of this scrutiny, how has the foundation responded to these allegations?
Well, they've consistently denied any wrongdoing, asserting that they operate in full compliance with all laws and regulations.
So they're saying they did everything by the book.
Exactly. They obtained all necessary permits and clearances for their construction activities, and that environmental sustainability is a top priority in all their projects.
So they're emphasizing their actions and overall commitment to the environment.
Right. They often point to their track record of environmental initiatives like Project Green Hands as evidence of their commitment to ecological well-being.
But critics argue that those actions don't erase the alleged violations, right?
Yes, some critics argue that regardless of their positive environmental works, the foundation still needs to be held accountable for any potential violations.
That's a fair point.
There's an ongoing debate about whether those initiatives should be considered when evaluating the accusations.
It's a complex situation.
It is.
As you said earlier, we need to look at all sides, consider the evidence, and form our own informed opinion.
Exactly.
Now, shifting gears, the Aisha Foundation has also faced criticism for its fundraising practices, specifically concerns about transparency and the methods used to solicit donations.
Okay, what are the concerns?
Some critics have questioned the lack of transparency in their financial dealings and how they solicit donations. There have been reports of former volunteers and participants feeling pressured to donate more than they could afford.
Oh, wow.
Particularly during large-scale events.
These allegations, if true, raise ethical questions
about that
fundraising practices.
How has the Aisha Foundation addressed these concerns?
They have stated that all donations are voluntary.
Okay.
And that they adhere to ethical fundraising standards.
So they're denying any wrongdoing?
Yes. However, these concerns persist.
Right.
And there are calls for greater transparency to maintain public trust.
That makes sense.
It's a reminder that transparency is crucial for any organization.
It is.
Especially those that rely on public support.
It's also important to remember that individuals should have the right to make informed decisions about their charitable giving.
Yes.
Without feeling any pressure.
For sure.
Transparency can help ensure that...
Definitely.
Now, there's another controversy that we need to address. Allegations of cultish behavior within the Isha Foundation.
Right. This is a sensitive topic.
It is, and I know this can be a sensitive topic to discuss.
It is important to approach this topic with nuance and sensitivity.
What are the specific allegations?
The allegations range from claims of brainwashing and psychological manipulation to accusations of isolating members from their families and friends.
Oh, wow.
Some former members have described feeling pressured to conform and a fear of speaking out against the leadership.
And these claims paint a concerning picture.
They do.
What has been the Isha Foundation's response to these allegations?
The Isha Foundation firmly denies these accusations. They maintain that they are a spiritual organization promoting individual freedom and self-discovery. That their teachings are about empowerment, not control.
Interesting.
They argue that they are a transparent and ethical organization committed to positive change.
But there are those who point to the organization's structure and the emphasis on obedience to the guru as signs of a cult-like environment.
It's a complex situation.
It is.
Where both sides have presented their perspectives.
Without a thorough and impartial investigation,
it's
challenging to determine the full truth.
That's true.
We need to be cautious about forming judgments. Based solely on anecdotal evidence and consider all viewpoints.
Absolutely.
You've made an important point about the need to be discerning.
Yes.
And to avoid rushing to conclusions.
We need to be careful.
As we conclude this deep dive into the Isha Foundation, I think it's crucial to take a step back and look at the broader picture. The Isha Foundation has gained immense popularity, hasn't it?
It has.
What do you think is driving this global interest in their work?
Well, I think it reflects a broader trend.
What's that?
People are searching for meaning and purpose in a world that can feel increasingly chaotic. The Isha Foundation offers a path to self-discovery. That resonates with many.
And they've combined ancient wisdom with modern sensibilities.
They have.
Creating something that feels relevant today.
And they've tapped into the growing awareness of environmental and social issues, haven't they?
Many people are looking for ways to make a positive difference. And the Isha Foundation offers avenues to do just that.
Exactly. Their work resonates with the values of a growing segment of the population.
Their focus on sustainability, social justice, and global responsibility aligns with the desire many people have to contribute to a better world.
But as we've discussed, their success has also brought scrutiny.
It has.
Raising important questions about transparency and accountability.
This isn't unique to the Isha Foundation.
No, it's not.
It's a conversation we need to be having. About many organizations, especially those operating on a large scale.
I agree. These controversies underscore the importance of critical thinking, informed decision-making, and holding organizations accountable, regardless of their good intentions.
And we have a responsibility to engage in these discussions.
We do.
And ask tough questions.
Well said. The Isha Foundation presents a compelling case study.
It does.
Prompting us to reflect on the complexities of spirituality, social activism, and organizational power in the modern world.
What are your final thoughts for our listeners as we wrap up this deep dive?
I encourage everyone to continue exploring these issues, delve deeper into the information available, and form their own informed opinions.
That's great advice.
It's about engaging in thoughtful dialogue, understanding the nuances, and ultimately deciding what resonates with you.
That's a great note to end on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Isha Foundation.
It was my pleasure.
Here on the Great Indian AI Podcast channel.
A great channel.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel.
Yes, please do.
For more fascinating explorations